Seltzer Kings
podcasts.
In the military, veterans answer the call to serve. Now it's our turn. At Hire Heroes USA, they're changing lives, helping veterans and military spouses secure meaningful careers, all at no cost.
With over 100,000 success stories and counting nationwide, they're connecting skilled veterans with employers who recognize their true value. Visit hireheroesusa.org to access their services or to support their mission. What does an 18-year veteran of the tech industry and a 20-year veteran of the military have in common? More than you might think. Welcome, everyone, to the Second Act podcast, leveling up your life's journey.
You can't stop me. You don't got the power. Hey, shut me down. That's not enough. I'm my biggest problem. You don't got the power. Hey, shut me down. That's not enough. You can't stop me.
Hey, Michael, what's going on?
Hey, it is another beautiful day here in Colorado.
Yes.
And the holidays are approaching.
Oh man,
time flies. I just can't believe how 2023 has gone by so fast, and then sort of gone in directions of unexpected ways, and in a very good, positive way.
Yeah.
But excited to be doing this episode with you today. This special Thanksgiving episode, which is going to be a little bit different format than what we usually do, John.
Yeah. Well, I think in this episode, we just wanted to reflect on 2023 and give thanks for all the amazing people and the experiences that have touched my life, your life this year in ways that we could not have expected. Throw some shout outs to those people that have loved us and supported us, gone above and beyond, and show our gratitude, and maybe tell a few quick experiences that will enable us to tell some good stories when we're old, if we don't have enough already.
Yeah.
So I just want to take a quick second and recognize those people and those organizations that have brought us into their world and maybe allowed us to help them through the Second Act. Let's just take a quick few minutes. I know that for me, this is my first year in my Second Act. So I've got a ton of people that I want to, shout out to, but why don't you kick us off?
Yeah, happy to 100% on everything you just said. Very grateful for this year and all the people who have played an important part of this year for me. What I'm thankful for. Yeah. Wow. That, it could take days or weeks, in reality, but I'll try to keep it succinct. So first and foremost, I'd like to thank my family for always being there for me. I recognize that not everyone can say this, but I count myself as one of the lucky ones, who can, especially my mom. Hi, Mom. And my wife, who have both demonstrated unwavering support for their families and always seem to be magically making everything work out. I don't know how they do it. The strength that they have in doing that, it's incredible. Also, my son, for putting a smile on my face each and every day. My old and new friendships, those who are with you during the best of times and the most challenging of times, you've made a difference in ways you'll probably never understand. My colleagues over the years, and especially this year, who've inspired me, motivated me, gone above and beyond to make things happen. My mentors, for your guidance and stewardship when I've been met at various crossroads in my life. Our veterans, we just celebrated Veterans Day recently. Thank you for your commitment to service and our country. This land is free because of the brave. And finally, the second act community, starting with you, John, you, Jeremy. Without you guys, this endeavor may never exist. How our paths crossed at the moment in time they did is really unexplainable, but I'm forever grateful it happened.
Wow. It's good. A lot of really in-depth appreciation. So
I really hope I didn't leave anybody off. I do try to be specific, but also share my thoughts in a way that hopefully captures the significance and impact of everybody who's touched my life and that I'm thankful for. So if I missed you in any way, it certainly wasn't intentional. But just know that everyone who has crossed paths with me in one way or another has had an influence on who I am in this moment.
Wow. That's good. I love showing appreciation for people. And I've done it before on the show, but I think it's always good just to reach back and look back and tell people how grateful you are for them in your life, what they've said, what they've done, where they've stepped up, where they've provided inspiration. It's just a really, really good way to remind yourself that you haven't made it here where you're at alone, and that there's a lot of people that are backing you, and you've got a lot to be grateful for. So it's good. Man, I'm gonna miss people, I guarantee it. But my list is pretty short, and I too start off with my wife, who has supported me. We've been married for 15 years, have 2 kids, and she has 15 out of the 20 years that I've been in the military. She's been backing me, following me everywhere that I've led her to go. And this is the first move that we've made together to Colorado Springs and with our kids. And so I just want to thank her for her constant support and really her willingness to allow me to do a lot of things, a lot of different things, especially leaving the military as a helicopter pilot, now having a podcast and doing some real estate development and some coaching. And now, big announcement, now joining a company to sell corporate jets. So really excited for that opportunity, but more importantly, excited for her ability and desire to just walk with me and trust me and say, hey, you know what? I may not understand all these moves you're making, but I'm with you no matter what. So thanks to my wife and my kids, my 2 boys, who have just been champions in all the moves that we've made together. And then secondly, a lot of the last year and the connections that I've made, the networking that I've made have really started with 2 guys, Stu Grazier, David Gutierrez. They're both out of Denver, and they're leading up the Kinetic Men Mastermind. Man, just phenomenal guys that retired from the Navy about 6 months before I did. And I've linked up with them, and they've introduced me to just a ton of amazing dudes that I've just learned a lot from and gained so much. So I wanted to give them the first shout out. And then to all the people out here in the Colorado Springs that have, linked up with me over the last year and done coffee and meetings and gone to church with, and just an amazing family to have out here, an amazing family that we could pick up with, in a very short amount of time and just really establish that community. And then 2 of our, companies that we've very quickly teamed up with, Axe and Oak. Yeah. Eric Baldini is one of those amazing dudes here in the Colorado Springs, but he opened his doors at Axe and Oak for us to allow us to kick this whole show off. And I want to give them a shout out and just thank them for that opportunity when we were just starting. First episode, had no credibility. They said, come on out. You can start with us and we'll host you in anything you want to do. So them, and then Hire Heroes, not only for their support of military, but for what they're doing for military families and helping employ and change trajectory of the service members and their families that have served so faithfully to our communities. So to Andrew Sando and his team at Hire Heroes USA, man, thank you so much. And we're so excited to link up with them December 14th at my cousin Felix in Centennial and raise some really good money for them. We've got a great amount of feedback and some people coming out to the show. So just really excited for that. And then lastly, I'm going to thank my 5 pillars who I have talked about before in the episode, but Rick, Terry, Bill, Danny, Scott, these are 4 or 5 men that have been in my life when I needed some sound advice. When I was in college and not really looking for advice, they stepped up and said, "Hey, let us guide you along the path." And I am where I am today because of those 5 men speaking into me when I didn't really want to listen to anyone else. So that's who I want to thank. And it's been a phenomenal year. First year in transition. I've learned a ton. I've seen a ton. It's been great. It's still going, and I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not stopping. And the 1% better applies to me too. So, man. And lastly, Michael, for you and Jeremy and you guys coming along and let's, starting this thing from scratch, making this thing work. So it's exciting. We've got a great 2024 ahead of us. I'm just so excited to see it transform and take off.
Yeah, phenomenal, John. There's a lot to be appreciative for, and a lot of exciting anticipation building, as you just said, going into 2024. We share a strong foundation around the importance of our family and friends and community, and the roles that they play. And I don't ever see that changing. And I think that's one of the things that bonds us and binds us, and makes this journey so fun with you.
Yeah. It's been a fun, first double digits, 10, 12 episodes. We've got a long ways to go. I think we've got our sights set really high for 2024. And man, I couldn't think of 2 better dudes to go along with. And we've got a great set of guests coming on, even in the next couple of weeks. Great set of guests. I feel like I'm closing this out like it's the end of 2023, but we still got a whole month to go.
I know.
Where I think we're going to crush it. We're going to double up on some of our episodes. And so really exciting times.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's amazing as we talk to more of the community out there, especially those that are contemplating or entering their second act, it's something that just really resonates with people.
Yeah.
And their willingness to open up and share their stories and how they got to this point, and what they hope people will take away from their life stories. So I couldn't be having more fun doing this with you, and I hope it continues.
Well, it will. It will, because the second act, as we've heard from even our last guest, has carried over into third and fourth and fifth acts. It's not something that stops. It's not something where you say, "Yep, I've arrived, I'm done," but you get to keep transforming. You get to keep going. So we got a long journey ahead of us.
That we do. We didn't have any intention of making this a long episode, but we did want to come together, share what we're thankful for, and make this something you can carry with you through the Thanksgiving holiday. And I guess we don't want to leave out our gratitude for the audience that has continued to build around the second act, those listeners and supporters out there that are finding value in the stories that we're helping to share. So thank you, audience, for coming on this journey with us.
Yeah. Thank you guys very much. All right, man. I guess I'll see you next episode.
Yeah, perfect. All right. Have a great holiday, everyone.
Yep.
See ya.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
The Second Act with Michael and John stars Michael Newborn and John Ballinger. The podcast is produced by Seltzer Kings. For more information on the show, check out michaelandjohn.com, or if you'd like to get involved in the conversation, give the guys a shout on their socials at The Second Act with Michael and John on most platforms. Thanks for listening.
Seltzer Kings
podcasts.